Gonna let a few people join. Hello, Anne-Marie, Tasha, Allison. I'm gonna say everybody's name. Stars, Crazy, Haley. Hey, Haley. Hi. What do you mean, oh, you're so cute. You've already got a question for me. Okay, I'm just drinking my coffee, letting people join. Hang on. Welcome to the live. We're going to talk about love and dating tonight. As you know, always live and uncensored. I will dive into the deep end. You guys are always asking super great questions. I even put on my makeup for you guys tonight, and I have my glasses, so I'll read. Okay, so I do have a little rule. So if this is the first time you're joining me, I have a little rule. Little rule is tell me your name, ask me your question, okay? Because I like to know who I'm talking to, right? You want the free advice from me? You got to pay with your name. Tell me who you are, and I'll answer your questions. Okay, let's get started. Let's do it. Oh, thank you. Yes, I did. It's called a little effort. I did a little effort goes a long way. All right, who has a question for me? Just tell me your name and tell me your question. Get ready and go. And here's how this works around here, folks. I'll do this. As long as you've got questions, I'll sit around and talk until my batteries run out, meaning my batteries up here. Okay. Hey, Cindy, does Brian regret cheating on me? Well, now, listen, this isn't the psychic hotline. This isn't the psychic hotline. You've connected with the wrong person. But I am sorry to hear that he cheated on you. I absolutely am. But I don't know who Brian is. So I'd have to know. Too bad we can't. I wish, that prank caller girl. I follow her on TikTok. It's the best. I wish we could call old Brian and we could talk to him right now. That would be so awesome. Okay. So you guys tell me your name. Ask me a question. All right. I'm going to ask you anyway, Tasha. How do you connect with a person who works at the same company but not really a coworker? Now, let me ask you, is that person single? What are you doing? Jump. I got to get my dogs. Hang on. Jump. Come on. So I guess it matters if that person's single. And, I feel like, do you guys have a common lunchroom? Like, what is the overlap where you see this person where you could then kind of give them some signals? I need to know a little more info, okay? All right, Caroline, how do I meet men who want an intelligent, independent woman in their life? Well, they are everywhere. If you watch my TikToks, you know that I'm like a broken record talking about the dating apps. A lot of people use matchmakers. Obviously, I am a matchmaker. And I've been doing this since 2008. I work mainly with like billionaires, high profile. I won't touch the phone anymore. I work mainly with billionaires, high profile individuals, private guys, celebrity. I mean, you name it, but at a higher level. And those guys, I find that there's a lot of misinformation out there, but the real truth is, if people actually know, the more educated, the more accomplished, the smarter the guy is. If he's looking for a long-term partner, the smarter and, the smarter, more intelligent he wants the woman to be. So, and you know what? Sometimes they're represented by matchmakers, and a lot of times they're on the dating apps. Believe it or not, they really are. In fact, I just got a message from a girl today. I've known her for years, and she's engaged. I don't want to say finally because whatever, but she's 40, he's 50 in LA. He's divorced, no children. She has no children, and he's a stock trader. And they met on Hinge. Okay, they met on Hinge, and she even just said tonight, I couldn't believe I could find a good guy. I'm like, I know, but they're there. All right. All right, Haley, what are the best, let me scroll back. Haley, what are the best ways to start conversations on the dating apps? Oh, that's a good one. So I do have a little bit of a controversial opinion on this. And here's the thing. This goes hand in hand with another reason why I'm doing the live tonight. I'm promoting the second session of my group coaching, my 8-week group coaching with ladies. And we're just wrapping up the first session. And if you click that link above, this week only, you get the discount that the original session people paid. So because moving forward, I'm charging a lot more money because I counted up the hours. I spend about 32 hours with you ladies over 8 weeks, helping you create better conversations, vet these men, raise your standards, elevate your profile, like everything. So the way my controversial, and you got to click the link below because the discounted price is only good for this week and space is limited anyway. So the link's above and above there somewhere. Anyway, so my controversial opinion on it is that, I think the best way to pre-qualify men, first of all, you want to create a profile that gives men a window into who you are so that they can come up with some interesting conversation for you, right? Because I find that, the majority of people on the apps, mostly because it's free or at least close to being free, it's low effort people are putting in. But you need to first you need to put effort into your profile so that you're giving him enough to work with so that you could just simply on Bumble, if he's extended the time, and that's something else I work on with you ladies, to wait for those guys to extend the time on Bumble. And they will, if your profile's elevated and you look the part and they're excited, they'll extend the time. Now you've pre-qualified what I call separating the men from the boys. And all you have to say to those guys at that point is, oh, hi, Jeff, I'm so glad we've connected. Like, you only have to give them a little bit. And if they're truly interested, they are going to step up to bat and they're going to ask questions about you because they're hot for you out of the gate. So you've got to first pre-qualify your leads so that you only are filtering in hot leads out of the gate. All right. And then it should be like a back and forth, like a tennis match, So let's say Jeff says, oh, hey, Haley, I see that you love to play golf. How long have you been playing golf? Oh, I've been playing golf a couple of years. I'm not really great at it. How about you? Do you ever play? Like, it needs to be back and forth. Once you get into talking about like running errands or walking your dog at the dog park, that thing is dead on the vine. All right. Okay. Karina. Hey, Karina. What is the success rate for someone who is average looking to be, hold on, are you setting me up for a trick? I hate it when you guys try to trap me here for a loaded question. Karina, what is the success rate for someone who is average looking to be married to a rich man? Well, let me ask you a question. What would be the success rate of somebody who is of average IQ, winning, winning on, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or whatever, where you have to answer those like highly, highly, highly evolved questions. I mean, come on now, really? Like attracts like. It's like, think of a magnet, right? Like attracts like. All right, let's give me another question that's like that I can sink my teeth into. Tell me your name, tell me your question. Tell me your name, tell me your question. All right, Trish. Okay, well, I'm going to back this up a second and I'll get to you, Trish. So Mika is saying, I prefer men who are leaders and approach first. So I'm thinking you're saying this because I mentioned Bumble. So here is what the dirty little, it's not even a dirty little secret, but here's what people get really mixed up about Bumble. They'll be like, oh, women have to make the first move. Like, that is the most naive thinking I've ever heard of. And, I guess, if somebody's not a matchmaker, sure, they're naive about the business. But the truth of the matter is, you don't have to make the first move on Bumble. You don't at all. If you know what I know, and if, this is part of what I'm teaching women in my 8-week group coaching. Again, the discount, the link's above. It's about the fall session starting in September. And you can hear all my ladies' testimonial videos they've been making for me. Because on Bumble, if you do it right and you're matching with these guys, then they are going to make the first move by extending the time. Okay, they make the first move. They are extending the time. So out of all the jackasses that you're matching with, because there's tons of jackasses, there's no doubt about that. They're just like there's jackasses in the world, jackasses at the grocery store, jackasses at your club in your town. All right, jackasses are everywhere. But the best way, and this is why I love the dating apps, because if you're smart about it, you know what you're doing, then you can filter these guys, and you already know something about them. You can already determine what there's just a lot of stuff that you can filter and get your teeth into about a total stranger versus just running into them arbitrarily in the world. And so on the dating apps and Bumble, same thing with Hinge. You wait for a guy not to like you or say something high, boring. Those are not guys that are hot for you. You ladies need to start raising your standards. First, elevate your damn profile. Because if it's not, you're never going to get these guys that are hot for you out of the gate. You're going to get this if you're getting low level, snail, interest, then your profile is not elevated to a way that gets them all excited to meet you. Okay, that's part of the problem. I will tell you that right now. And then on Bumble, yeah, you're not making the first move. You're swiping, but they're making the first move by extending the time. And then all you're going to do is crack the door open a little bit, and you're going to go, "Hi, Brian. Glad we connected." And that's it. And then Brian, he's going to be hot for you. Not always. Sometimes they've still extended the time and they're jackasses. But the more stricter you are about following the rules and pre-qualifying, you'll see that you're now just attracting and connecting with better guys. I'd rather see somebody's inbox in it, like because when I'm working with you ladies privately through my coaching stuff, my group coaching, we're doing swipe sessions together. So you're connecting your phone. I'm looking at these guys you're matching with. I'm reading your messages. I'm like, holy, why are you wasting a second with that guy? Or, a lot of times what I see in the inboxes is a lot of junk. I imagine if you go to your dating app right now and you look in your inbox, you'll see a lot of junk. Duds. And I don't know why you want to clutter your inbox up with duds, because you can't possibly sift through them. That's number one. And two, it feels overwhelming. You're wasting time. You got to learn how to really pre-qualify hard here. All right. So Trish, I'm going to go back to your thing. I got to go back to your thing, Trish. Hold on. Where are you, Trish? Shoot. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Crap, there's so many things going by. Okay, Trish, do you have a service where you somewhat vet guys we meet on the apps? Well, that's an interesting question. I teach you how to vet the guys on the apps because I am a master. So here's what we do. So we do, like, I have anywhere from 8 to 10 women that are in my private group when we're doing it. And again, September session is starting and the discount link is above. After this week, the price goes up. After next week, the price goes up. All right. So anyway, I teach you. We all get together. We meet through Zoom every, I think I'm going to be doing it on Tuesday nights coming up next session. I did Mondays. We're going to switch it to Tuesdays because of Halloween and things. And so we meet. You connect your phone through Zoom when it's your turn. First, I want to look at your profile. Did you take all my tips? I'm picking out outfits for you guys. I'm actually showing you outfits and vibes you need to recreate. Do this look, whatever. And I want to double check your profile looks great. Okay, now let me see what guys you've matched with this week. Let me read these messages. Hang on, let me see this guy's profile. I look through his profile. We do swipe. We do all of it. So really the main deal, I mean, everybody gets excited about the profile makeovers and the fact that I pick out outfits for them and I actually give them links from my Amazon store and I'm hand doing all this stuff. So they're excited about that. But I think where the real value is me teaching you how to vet men, because that is the biggest stumbling block you really have that I think so many of you don't even realize. That's why you get frustrated. That's why you think there's no good guys on the app. There's amazing men on the app, but you guys just aren't pre-qualifying them correctly. So that's a big thing of what I teach, among everything else. All right, let's see here. So I hope that helps. How do you separate out of the misogynist any skill testing questions? Well, first of all, I think honestly, after, like, when we're reading messages together, if I read a guy's message, I mean, you'll know right away how he, it's going to be those guys that are like, hey, baby, they're going to sound douchey out of the gate. A misogynist usually will out themselves if you're really paying attention. You know what I mean? They're going to be those guys that are more sexist, and the things they say are more sexist. The things they say are more superficial. They're going to seem to be operating more from all their other conversations are superficial about how you look, how sexy you are. Oh, I like those shorts on you. You know what I mean? So, and then those are the guys that really want to control you. They're really not interested in your mind or your hopes or your dreams. You know what I mean? So these are the things you need to look out for. Okay, do you know of a more spiritual dating group? What's interesting? This is so funny. But I do know people that were on, and I cannot think of if you said the name, I would know, and I would say if that's it or not. But there was like some hippy-dippy dating app around for a while, and it was sort of about like peace, love, and yoga, and people being like into growth and all this stuff. But do you know there were so many fucked up people on that app? Because I think a lot of times, those people that are like preach about, being so spiritual. And so like, sometimes they are like the sickest people there are, you know what I mean? So I think there are this is why I talk about Bumble or Hinge, because if you go where the majority of people are, you will find the spiritual ones. You'll find the wealthy ones. You'll find the gross ones too. They're all showing up to the party. You just got to be able to like play the long game. You can't show up and think it's going to be like, oh my God, Gina gave me a few tips, I can do it tomorrow. No. It's a long game. And, the one thing I can never predict is if he's going to be there today or tomorrow or a month from now. So you have to keep your momentum up. This is why being surrounded by women and a group of people that are supporting you is so important. Because it keeps your momentum going. The worst thing I see people do is they have this love-hate with the dating apps. Love-hate. I love it. I hate it. I love it. I hate it. I deleted the app. I can't tell you how many women say, I deleted the app. I reinstalled the app. I deleted the app, right? You got to play the long game, all right? Mika, should I accept a date with a young guy, 29? He seems insecure, but is generous. Well, Mika, I don't know how old you are, so I don't know how young is young for you. So you guys, when you ask me questions and you get a shot up to bat, all right, just like these guys that get a shot up to bat on the dating apps and they don't fully use the opportunity. So if you get a shot up to bat here with me, you got to knock that baby out of the park, which means give me details. Give me as many details as you can. Okay. So circle back to me. Should I trust my boyfriend if he is friends with his ex? I mean, honestly, now this is a tricky question. I think if the ex has already moved on and has a boyfriend, because I do believe that when people break up, and therapists will tell you this too. I mean, I never officially became a therapist, but by God, after all these years doing this matchmaking, I'm definitely an armchair therapist, okay? So I would say that, even therapists do say that really you can't be friends with an ex until you've both moved on, meaning getting into other relationships. So if she's in a relationship and it's not, let's say that they have a friendship, but you're excluded, that's not cool. You know what I mean? But if they're friendly, it depends on, I guess, are they hanging out all the time or are you guys all hanging out as a group? It depends on the dynamics, and the nature of the friendship. Hey, Anna. Okay. Should females message guys on the dating apps? And then I'll get to you, Haley, in a second. Let's see. Oh, that's a good, Haley, you got great questions. All right, Anna, should a female message guys on the dating apps? I mean, I think that if you missed the beginning of this, of my live, I said that I think men should be hot for you out of the gate. I think a lot of men are lazy, no effort. And listen, if you want to do all the work, if you want to be the one leading the thing, which you probably don't, then I prefer that the women don't message the guys. Or if you do, you give them something very minimal to work with. And I know there's going to be those passive guys that won't like that because they're not the men that want to put effort in, right? The men that don't put effort in will hate what I'm saying. But if a man is hot for you, if he's genuinely excited about you, you shouldn't really even have to message him. All you have to do is go, hey, over here, hi. Just a small, dropping your handkerchief type of thing. And believe me, if he thinks you're interesting and look amazing and he's excited, you shouldn't have to message him. All right, Haley. If someone ghosts you out of the blue, what are the typical reasons? Well, gosh. Okay, there can be so many reasons. This is a good question. How much time do we have? All night? Okay, good. Also reminding you guys, my fall session for my group coaching, and I know a lot of you ladies wanted to join the last one, and it filled up fast. This one will fill up fast. I just released it for the early sign up, and you get last session's discount price. Okay. I'm giving you that if you sign up this week. But then the price goes up next week. Price goes up even more the following week because I put in so much time. I did the math. I've put in at minimum 32 hours over 8 weeks coaching you ladies live each week. And then through Voxer, you guys are walk and talk. Gina, what does this profile look like? Gina, what do you think of this outfit? Blah, blah, blah. So I am hopping and bopping and it comes to about $46 an hour, which normally for even a phone call with me, it's $275 for 40 minutes. So $46 an hour for 32 hours of my coaching. I think it's kind of a good price. So go up there and click that link and you can join us. But anyway, God, that's a loaded question. I think somebody can ghost you for a myriad of reasons. You could go out on a bad date with somebody and not know that you showed up and you didn't look like your pictures, for example. Okay. That would be a reason for somebody to ghost you. You could be talking to somebody, but they could be talking to somebody else. And then all of a sudden they go on that second or third date with that other person while you're just starting to talk to them and they want to pursue that. So they'll ghost you. Okay. And sometimes when they ghost you, it doesn't mean that they're not going to circle back to you, especially if you're just in the early messaging phases on the apps. You know, so many of you ladies, and I deal with this, you'll be like, I haven't heard back from him. I'm going to unmatch. And I said, well, I don't get it. Like, why the hell would you unmatch? Like, what's the point? Like, what is the point of unmatching? Why not just keep him there and just see what happens? I mean, it doesn't cost you any money to keep him there. It's just, to me, it's an overreaction. I want to unmatch with him. That's so dramatic. Yes, if he pulled out his penis. Yes, if he, said something horribly offensive, unmatch with the motherfucker. But if he just hasn't gotten back to you soon enough, you just got to chill and just wait and see. And so usually I think it's either they just have decided they're not into you or they're seeing somebody else. Like my friend used to say, they have another shrimp on the Barbie. And I think that's usually what it is. Okay. Anybody else have questions? Don't they have to pay to extend the time? I think they get one free one. And then if they want more than that, they have to pay. But that is sort of the point, right? You only want men who are willing to put in effort. Jesus Christ. It's not like they have to pay $100. I don't think it's that much. I think we're talking about a nominal amount of money. And if a man can't pay a nominal amount of money so that he can extend the time and stand out from the herd, then that poor bastard shouldn't probably even be dating. So who cares if it's something he has to pay for? And if he's too stupid to figure out that he can extend the time, that's another way to pre-qualify him, in my honest opinion. All right. Because you ladies just put up with far too many low standards. Somewhere along the line, you ladies have lowered the bar for yourself and you don't even realize it. The things we put up with. All right. Okay. How do I meet quality men in my 60s? Okay, then you've not been watching my TikToks. I recommend you go and you look through, do a deep dive in my TikToks. I am killing it with my ladies who are 55, 61, 65. I got somebody married for the first time. Audrey, some of you guys know, I love to talk about Audrey. She'd never been married, got married at 67. Yes. So, when people ask me like, what are the dating apps for older people? What are the best dating apps for younger people? That does not matter. The same rules apply. No dating advice is really different. You got to look amazing. You got to look hot. So whether you're 50, you got to look hot. Whether you're 60, you got to look hot. Whether you're 70, you got to look hot. Unless you want somebody that's not hot, who's just a gross old schlub, then you can show up like that. But if you want somebody in amazing shape, you got to be in amazing shape. If you want somebody with their life together, you got to have your life together. And I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, they are on the dating apps. They are on the dating apps. But it does get competitive, I will say, The older you get, here's what's interesting. The older you get, the more phenomenal you look for that age, the more of a hot commodity you are in that age group. Do you see what I mean? So if you show up as a smoking hot 60-year-old woman on the dating apps, any of the other like-minded smoking hot men, and again, few and far between, you're going to be few and far between, but you guys, boom, 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 you're like the two hot commodities in your age bracket, all right? So there you go. What are the odds for someone that's wealthy to go for a woman with kids? Oh, that has no bearing. The people I work with, the clients and everything, if they've got kids, they want somebody with kids. They have older kids, they may want somebody with older kids. It's all over the place. But that absolutely really has no bearing. I cannot say that there is one hard and fast rule about that at all. All right. Advice on divorce on a divorcing tech VC shown interest in me, but he is cautious. Here's the key word: divorcing. Okay, he's not divorced yet. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. And I don't blame him for being cautious. He's not an idiot. He's not divorced, okay? You should not even entertain anything with somebody that is not free and clear yet, all right? because it's a long road, especially when they have money. I will tell you, a lot of times the wealthier somebody is, the longer a divorce can string out because it's always about the money. They're always, and if somebody says, oh, we've been separated 3 years, I'm like, the money. And they say, yeah, it's the money. It's always the money. So it's just going to be a long road. I mean, if you're willing to put in the time. Again, I'm going to remind you guys, I'm going to remind you guys the links above to get in for my group coaching, limited space, and a discount this week. Okay. And why is the discount this week? Because the earlier you sign up, the more time that gives me to help you. Because I say it's group coaching, but actually you get one private one-on-one with me where I elevate your profile and I fully give you a full profile makeover, which I will say kind of is ongoing through the entire 8 weeks because, you know, people will get some pictures. Some people need more help than others with their photos. But I can elevate anybody, no matter who they are. And sometimes I can do it on the first session, and sometimes we do a little bit as we go along. But you know, you get the one-on-one with me and then the group coaching. And so the sooner you sign up, the more time you actually have with me behind the scenes where I can ramp up everything you're doing. All right. Tips. Okay. Hold on. Haley with the good questions. Tips for men's dating profiles. Oh, where do we begin? You know, it's really unfortunate when I do my swipe sessions with my ladies, and we do get a kick out of it. We're like, is he wearing a toupee? And sometimes we have a big debate. But I think he's wearing a toupee. This one girl is like, I don't want to go out with him. I think he's wearing a toupee. And even in his profile, he wrote a joke about a toupee. But you know what? I looked. I was like, he's joking about the toupee. So she really wasn't going to go out with him because she felt like he was being serious about his toupee. But it turned out he just had a wacky, quirky sense of humor. So I think that, you know, on the one hand, if you have a wacky, quirky sense of humor, you know, that's kind of good because you're really going to narrow the field. But as a man, I think women should be more specific about their profiles because women have more men coming at them, right? Even statistics show, you know, women get way more attention than men do on the dating app. So women, I say, should be very specific, should put on their bio that exactly what they're looking for. I'm very Christian. I'm looking for a man who's very successful and is at my level, and be very specific in your bio about what you're looking for. But men, I feel like men should do the opposite. They need to create a profile where they just look handsome in all their photos and they just sound interesting and a little generic in their bio-ish because they are shooting fish in a pond. You know what I mean? They need to be shooting fish in a barrel. So women should be specific. Men should be more general so that they can attract more ladies because ladies are a lot pickier than men in a lot of ways. All right. So I think men just need better photos. And I saw another TikTok. Somebody did a TikTok and they said men should never have professional photos. And, you know, I hadn't really thought about that because they said something like, oh, it makes them look desperate or whatever. And you know what? I can't disagree. I don't think it does work that way for women. In fact, I know it doesn't. But I guess because women I know are tough. You ladies are so tough. That, yeah, you'll be like, why is he in that profession? I guess, and it depends on the age. But I think men just need really good photos, even if a friend is taking them, rather than these haphazard, like, horror show photos that they usually use. All right? And then you want to always, ladies, when you're pre-qualifying, guys, I'll give you another tip. You always want to make sure that he's put his occupation. That's so important. It's tried and true and tested over and over again. And usually what you'll find, and you try this tonight when you're swiping, you can see if I'm right, because you almost always am. But, and not always, but almost always. If they don't put an occupation, then usually when you go down, and I love to read the middle part of those details, that's so important to me. Usually they'll put that they're not sure what they're looking for. And that validates what I'm saying. That goes hand in hand. He's not serious about being on the app, so he's not going to put a lot of details. He's not going to tell you his occupation. And that goes hand in hand for somebody who's just kind of on there just sort of killing time. He's a looky-loo, basically. All right? And you want to avoid those guys if you're looking for a real relationship. All right. Hey, Jason. Question from a fella. Great. Thoughts on mid-income, 175K a year, attracting quality women. I think that's perfectly, absolutely fine. I think the same rules apply, meaning that, you know, you have to have a really great profile. You have to have great pictures, nothing douchey. You can't have other guys in the photo. There's nothing worse than trying to look through photos and you're like, 4 other guys, which one is he? Or, and nobody cares about your friends. They really don't. And nobody cares about your family. Nobody cares about that stuff. You just need straightforward photos of yourself. All right? Want to see you. And you don't, for God's sakes, one of the biggest mistakes I saw a guy make, this guy was like 6 feet tall. So he's not a short guy. But by God, in his picture, he had a guy standing next to him who not only was a little cuter than him, but the guy must have been like 6'5" or 6'6". So, we don't know when we're looking. It made him look like he was just a short little guy, and he's not short. So you really want to be aware of the angle of your pictures because, if you look short, you're losing the ladies, right? So you want to be aware of the angle of the photos. You want to be aware of what you're standing next to. Does it make you look small? Does it make you look tall? And you want to look like a decent guy. You don't want to show up as like, hi, I'm Mr. Hiker guy with my 6-pack abs and I'm climbing this mountain. And, you don't want to do that. But at the same time, you also don't want to look like the low, no effort guy in just t-shirts and drinking a beer in your backyard either, right? So if you want a quality woman, I can always tell if a guy has an expensive shirt on, like a nice, listen, if you can tell, I can tell if a guy is wearing a custom shirt, which might not even be a bad investment, even for a guy that makes $175,000 a year, because that's not chump change. I would invest in a few nice, like designer, custom made button-down shirts, right? Because that reads expensive, it reads classy. And so I would have a lot of details. You want to put your occupation, your education. And listen, if you're Christian, put it Christian. I think if you look cute and you've got great pictures, if you write in your bio, I'm a guy, I'm a professional man looking for a real relationship with, a woman at my level. I think that would really resonate with quality women. Do you know what I mean? Hope that helps, Jason. All right. You guys can always message me too at Team Gina at GinaHendrix.com. Or you can get in the group coaching, ladies. Discount this week. All right. Let's see here. Why do you still hold up hope? At curtain age, alone is totally acceptable choice. Okay. So this is written so poorly that I don't know if you're drunk or just don't know how to write, or I don't know, but it sounds like it's not even a question. So I'm just going to keep moving because it sounds a little like maybe you're trying to be insulting, but I'm not even really sure what you're saying. All right, what to put in your bio. So, I get this question a lot about what to put in your bio. And the thing is, it really depends on you. I think anybody that wants to like say this is what you should put in your bio and give you like this cut and paste, although I do have some go-tos and I'll talk about that in a second. I think that's a generic thing. And I think really the key to standing out on the dating apps is not only having amazing photos and knowing how to swipe correctly and how to choose and vet these people, but it's also creating a bio that's about you, that talks about who you are and not selling yourself, right? It's got to be the right combo between, I'm a successful self-made woman, I love architecture and design, and I'm looking for a man who is smart, successful, and meets me at my level. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to weed out those men that if that statement offends a man, amazing, because you need to be filtering people out on the dating apps, especially if you're a lady. Guys, like I said, need to shoot fish in a barrel. But women need to be very specific in your bio and not afraid to turn people off. I think one of the biggest mistakes on the dating app is that we're so conditioned to thinking we have to appeal to everybody. Oh, we don't want to offend anybody. We want everybody to like us. But that's just stupid. You can't sift through everybody. So the more specific you make your bio, and yes, I know for those of you who say men don't read bios, the men that don't read bios are the douchey men that you don't want to be with. But the good guys, like I can bet you ask Jason will tell you he reads the bios because he's a quality guy looking for a quality woman, okay? So put your details in your bio. If it turns somebody off, that's amazing. You've saved everybody a lot of time and effort. And this is a great way to pre-qualify and screen for yourself, okay? All right, getting a lot of questions here. Hang on. Hey, Crystal, I'm a tall lady. Any apps that have tall men? I think that what you would want to do, because again, you need to go where the numbers are. That's my belief. Hey, stop. Sorry. The dogs are digging on the couch. That's not a good thing. So you want to go where the numbers are. So let's say you're on Bumble or Hinge. So in your bio, you want to put, I'm 5'10", or I'm 5'11", or I'm a 6'2" lady looking for a man that's, write that in your bio. So that then, because I know that tall men are looking for tall women a lot of the time. So just, I would write that in, like, as the opening sentence, because that is if that's one of the most important things, whatever the most important thing is to you, put that in the first sentence, because they may miss the rest of it, but they'll at least see the very first sentence. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Gosh, I didn't think about the vagueness that way. Thought we were supposed to be mysterious. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yes. Don't look douchey, and don't look like a low effort. This is spot on. Thank you. And ladies, don't hide your physique or use old photos. Oh, 100%. We can talk about that. There's nothing worse. The reason most people don't get second dates is because in all their photos, they were just doing this up, and you're not showing your body, right? Men want to see what you look like. They want to, and if you're curvy, show it. You got to show them what they can expect when you show up. And if your photos are old, or if your photos are heavily filtered, you're just wasting everybody's time. And if you're not showing your body, and then you show up and you're heavier than what they're expecting, because they're not expecting. Why would they expect somebody to be heavy if you've just shown them this, and you might not look it? A lot of people don't carry their weight here, right? So I don't know why anybody would ever want to trick anybody to coming on a date thinking, I'm going to win them over with my personality, because that's just never going to happen. The person might be polite, but then they'll just never call you again. All right. Or if he's a real jackass, he'll still just try to sleep with you. Ugh. So just don't do it. It's a bad deal all the way around. And I do deal with this with my ladies. We're swiping through men, my group coaching. I'm reminding you again, the link above for the group coaching, the discount price is only this week. Okay. And its space is limited. And a lot of you ladies wanted to join last session, but it filled up fast and you missed the boat. So my fall session starts in September, but if you sign up now, you get the links above in my bio. You get not only the discount that the women paid for the last session, but you're going to get my help sooner. So it gives me more time to work with you privately to ramp up everything you're doing. So you get a head start on the group coaching program. All right. Men who put effort in their bio are definitely green flags. If they prompts have one word answer, right. Fair enough. I understand what you're saying, Mika. Yes. Even in a little bit of that broken language here. I get it. I get it. Yes. So it is a green flag. Anybody that takes the time to put effort into their photos, into their profile, that is always a good sign. But I cannot tell you, do not skip over those middle details. And when I do this, I'm talking about whether you're sliding across on Hinge or whether it's that middle part on Bumble. But read. Sometimes my ladies are like swiping through. I'm like, stop. You're going too fast. Let me see. I like to read the details. It's like, did he put he's looking for a relationship? Did he put that he has kids and wants more? If he's says he's 56, he has kids and wants more, you know what that's code for? He wants to date young ladies, okay? That's what that's code for, because how could he have more kids with a woman who's around his age? And yes, there are some exceptions where people are confused about that question, but not often. All right. Hello, hi from Jamaica. Okay, I'm done. Oh shoot, now dang these. Oh, some pair of glasses. Yeah, they slide down, but I do love them. It's so hard to find a good man. Well, listen, mindset is everything. You what is the saying? You receive what you believe. So if you think there's no good people out there, that's the mindset you're going to be stuck in. All right. You cannot think like that. There's great men everywhere. Oh, love my glasses. Thank you so much. Do you have any group coaching for men? Jason, message me, because I have gotten some private requests from guys wanting me to put something together. And I did have a program. This is a kind of a funny story, maybe. I was trying to offer, I do one-on-one and group coaching, right? So I offer women one-on-one and I offer women group. For a while, I was offering men one-on-one coaching for the men that, can't afford to hire me for a private matchmaker, but still needed the help, like on the dating apps and everything else. And so we were running Facebook ads. This was even before the pandemic, when I just first wanted to do this, because I really initially wanted to help the men. And oh my God, the men were just, like they just got out of prison. They were terrible on Facebook, and women haters and everything else. So I just said, to hell with the men's coaching. I cannot deal with women haters. What am I supposed to do with those guys? So I pulled the plug on it. But yes, I do love helping everybody. So you can message me. We can talk about it. Team Gina at GinaHendrix.com. It's, I don't even know. It's the Ardennes. I don't know. What, my glasses? No, actually, my glasses are from Amazon, believe it or not. Girl, I have only, okay. All right, Mika, I won't make fun of you. All right, where did you get your glasses? Well, you know what? My live is just all about my glasses tonight. Oh, and I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. I'm so excited. So overdue. No, I believe, I'm 99.9% sure I got these. I'm 99% sure that I got them on Amazon. You can, I have a store on Amazon. Did you guys know that? I have a store on Amazon, and you know what? I'll find these glasses and I'll put them in my store. So even when my ladies are going through the group coaching, by the way, I am, and this, I do so many cool things that I can't even keep up with myself to tell you guys. But with my group coaching, I'm literally picking out looks. I'm spending time, hours, picking out looks for my ladies in my group coaching, and I'm literally spoon feeding them. Here's the link. Here's this dress you need to buy. Here's this jacket you need to buy, and then they're sending me their pictures. This one girl, I don't know if she's on here or not tonight, Casper, I love her, but she got a couple of my dresses from my Amazon store that I picked out for her. And she was just literally, I'm very proud of this. She was in her bathroom, and she had on her makeup, thank God, and we've gotten her hair colored and fixed. Oh my God, wait till I show you that transformation. I'll show you that down the road. I have to ask if I can do that. I always, by the way, any transformations that you see that I show publicly, I've always gotten people's permission, okay? So, and a lot of times they sign video releases for me, but anyway, so she puts the dress on and she goes in her bathroom, okay? And I hate bathroom like selfies, but somehow she didn't do a selfie, because if it was a selfie, I couldn't have done what I'm about to tell you I did. She must have had a tripod. Several of my ladies are using tripods and they're shooting themselves and they're doing amazing. So she shot it in her bathroom, okay? And she tried on 2 dresses and they looked so phenomenal. And I was dying to get these new pictures of her that I took the pictures. I put them into Canva. I cropped out the background. So I cropped out the bathroom, and then I painstakingly went through Canva picking out the right, because there's some backgrounds that look just super fake. I just was like, try this one, and I'm so proud of myself. I got the most amazing backdrop, and so she is no longer in her bathroom. Now she has 2 amazing full body shots to put on her dating app profile. Boom! Yeah, that's what I do. Oh wait, put my glasses back on so I can see. Where are mama's boys so hard to date? Why are mama's boys so hard to date? Well, because when when they can't stand on their own 2 feet, that would be why. They have no sense of self, they've got to lean on the mama. It's expensive. It comes out, honestly, if you're talking about my coaching, it comes out to $46 an hour, and normally a 40-minute call with me is $275. So for 40 minutes on a call is $275, but you get 32 hours of my coaching over 8 weeks, which comes out, if you do this discount price, which comes out, I did the math tonight, like $46 an hour for me, okay? This is dirt cheap. What is the tea on Ben Affleck? I mean, I know women who have dated Ben Affleck. And he's just a little crazy, he's just crazy. He's unstable. I hope the best. I don't know him personally. He's never been my client. I do know that he tried to buy a house right around the corner from me in Venice. And he was trying to, even knocking on the neighbors' doors, trying to get their house too. And they were just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you can't buy both lots. I mean, yeah, he's a little cuckoo. But it's okay. Here's the thing about celebrities, actors, and specifically, they're all cuckoo. Those of you guys who love Johnny Depp, that dude is so fucking cuckoo. I've met him before. I know women who've dated him. Talk about cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Holy shit. But, you see their movies and you fall in love with them and you think they're like awesome, and they're all wackety wackos. All right. 50 cents a dozen. I was going to say, oh yeah, I met 50 Cent. 50 Cent's a great guy. I worked with him before. Thoughts on changing your location to a different city in the apps? Oh, I'm glad somebody asked that. 100%. You should absolutely do travel mode. But if you're going to do travel mode, and I highly recommend that, if your options are limited, then you got to think outside the box. And travel mode is amazing. But what you have to do when you go in travel mode, okay, is you have to put in your bio the reason you're in travel mode, which could be anything. Like there's a woman that I'm working with right now. She's going through the group coaching, and she put, I live in Santa Monica, but I travel frequently for work. I could relocate anywhere. All right. So now when she's in Hawaii, because she does go to Hawaii for work, now when she's in Hawaii and she is swiping on men in Santa Monica and they see they're confused. So a lot of times if you're in travel mode, here's what happens. The good guys that are looking for, or good women that are looking for real relationships, see you're in travel mode and they're like, oh, screw that. I don't want to do distance, and they don't even live here. So they'll skip over you. And then the people that are like, let's just hook up. Well, chicka bow bow. If you're in travel mode, you're going to attract those people. Okay. Unless you put in the bio exactly why you're in travel mode. You could put something like, I'm in a great place in life. I can relocate anywhere for the right relationship. Boom. But you got to lead with it. You got to put that in the very first sentence, because they might not get much further. All right. So put it in the first sentence why you're in travel mode, and I highly recommend it. All right. Okay. At matchmaker Gina Hendrix, how should super successful women approach dating profiles? Sorry. My nose is itching. Allergies. Sorry. Successful women approach dating profiles or during dates. I mean, I think that you should never dim your light. I think I hear so many women say to me that, oh, men are intimidated by my career. I don't want to put how great I am. I'm like, are you insane? Like when women fill out profiles for me, if their profile is just dull and they sound average, I can't even set them up with my guys. And I can tell you for a fact, phenomenal men absolutely want, if they're looking for long term, they want a woman at their level. They absolutely do. And anybody that tells me that's not true, well, then you've just not met phenomenal men. Not really. Not really. I think some of you think you meet phenomenal men. And believe me, there's been a lot of guys show up and they present themselves like that to me. And I can tell by quick interactions that they just are not sophisticated. They are not at operating at a level, and they don't have money, even though they pretend to. So many don't. Okay, thoughts on changing your location? Yes. Okay, love that. All right, let's see. What else have we got going on? Any advice on any advice on what I can say in my profile to not attract a certain ethnicity? That's interesting. And, well, I guess I would need more details, and I don't know. I think we're going to be could potentially create a shitstorm here. So I don't know. So let's just talk turkey, because I can't help you if we can't be honest, right? Let's say you're a white woman and for some reason black men hit on you and you're saying you don't want black men. Or let's say you're a black woman for whatever reason, and for whatever reason white men hit on you and you don't want white men. You could say, I prefer to only date my race. I've seen other women put that. I prefer to only date within my race. I mean, that's you got to say what you want. You got to. So that's how I would handle that. Okay. Do you think poly relationships can work? Haley. No, I do not. I think that you open a Pandora's box when you get into swinging, which basically that's what it is. But it seems to be so popular these days. I didn't, even me who thinks I know a lot, I didn't know that those initials are, what are the initials? Some of you guys know. Ethical non-monogamy, ENM. They're putting on their dating profiles now. Ethical non-monogamy. It's become a thing. But first of all, I really resent that, because as dealing with single people and helping single people, it just seems like, hi, I have my cake and I want to eat it too. And it seems greedy. It's like you're in a relationship. Why do you need more? And I do think that once you open the Pandora's box, you're really, really rolling the dice at that point, because you can never predict. Feelings get involved. It's just a really bad idea, in my opinion. What are your I have a very strong opinion. What are your thoughts on coffee dates versus dinner dates as a first meeting? No. I think anytime Anybody, like if a guy just wants to ask you for coffee, I'll tell you why he does. It's either because he goes on a lot of first dates and he's super picky and he doesn't want to spend the money because he knows he's picky and he almost never likes anybody, or he usually rarely gets second dates, and or he's cheap. So it's either 1, 2, 3. Either he's so picky, he goes on a lot of first dates, or there's something wrong with him and he goes on a lot of first dates, or he's cheap. So it's definitely one of those three, and sometimes it's a combo, okay? So you want somebody who is excited to actually go on a date, take you out, spend the time, and get to know you. You don't want like some sort of drive-by. And I hate it even when I'm setting a woman up with one of my clients. She goes, well, I'll meet him for coffee. I'm like, yeah, and that date's not happening. That's not what I do. Like, I live in a sophisticated world where we do dinner, okay? And if you can't be a grown-up and sit through dinner, then I think you need to sort out your problems and then circle back to me, okay? Abundance mindset, Mika, you are right. You are right. Hi from Canada. Okay, any other questions? Everybody got to eat. I don't even know what that means. Gina will tell you the truth. Yes, I will. I am too jealous for, yeah, exactly. I mean, I just think, wait. Hold on. What are we talking about now, Haley? I am too jealous. Oh, yes, you are talking about the same thing. For ethical non-monogamy. Yeah, so many people these days. And I actually, hey, Kelly's one of my ladies currently in my group coaching. Kelly, tell everybody if you've enjoyed the group coaching or not. She's going through it right now. I'm very proud of Kelly. She's amazing. She's a widow in Texas. Men, come and get her if you're over 60 and you're successful and you're at her level. We have ramped up her profile, and she is just a badass, phenomenal lady. I would say, I usually know what people's issues are, and issues I don't mean in a bad way, but I usually know after a few interactions what people's why they're stuck, let's say. And I think in her case, and Kelly, you can speak to this yourself, but I would say in her case, it's just pre-qualifying. I think so many of you you just don't know how, and how could you possibly? I mean, I've been a matchmaker almost 15 years. Pre-qualifying is my job. It is my job, right? So, I teach you ladies through my group coaching just how to do it the way I do it so that you can start going through the world with a perspective like a matchmaker, Okay, I'm 55 and I'm thinking about dating younger men. Not sure how young. Well, I would say I really encourage ladies not to date younger, just because if you're looking for long term, it depends. I would say go younger if he's already had kids, right? Because the fear would be if he's younger and he hasn't had kids, it's going to be a Demi Moore, Ashton Kutcher situation, right? He was with Demi and then went on to have kids with somebody younger. So you just kind of rolled the dice. But I would feel better about it as long as, because if you're 55, obviously not have any more kids. So I would say as long as he has kids, and that's not even a possibility, because listen, even a 50-year-old man, if he hasn't had kids, these guys know they still can. They still can. So the worry is still there a little bit. I would always just ask them straight up, do you want kids? And if they go, well, maybe I'm open to it, then that tells me they're secretly hoping to be with a younger woman and potentially start a family. All right. Let's see here. My sister's in a really bad abusive relationship, 8 years oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry to hear that. There's nothing worse than being in a bad relationship, right? If you're single, at least you have options. You know what I'm saying? But my God, to be stuck in an unhappy, unfulfilling relationship, that is way worse than being single. And getting, when the heart's involved, this is why you've got to be so careful who you let in to your heart and to everything. Because before you know it, you're stuck with a loser, or you're stuck with somebody that's not a good match, or worst case scenario, you're stuck with somebody who's abusive. That's terrible, because the mind and the heart, it gets involved, and it's just such a tangled cord that's so hard to unravel. I'm so sorry. And I hope that she gets counseling, or you can get her into counseling, because that's probably the only thing that's going to help. Thoughts on a 20-year age gap relationship? Well, you'd have to give me the ages, both people. I need the ages of both people, because that matters. All right. Yes, thank you. E&M. Her glasses are from Amazon. She's linking them in her Amazon store. Yes, I am, Allison. Thank you so much. I gotta go through my order history. It's been a while since I ordered these things. No, they're not Celine. Listen, I don't know if you guys know, but I was a celebrity stylist for 10 years before I started my matchmaking business. And I'm just stylish by nature. And I just pick cool things. I like cool things, but I don't like to spend a lot of money. I think it's so easy. And I even believe this as a stylist. I think it's so easy to spend a lot of money and look cool. That's the whole deal, right? But if you can buy glasses from Amazon and make them look cool, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I like to pick out things that look cool and look expensive, but aren't, because I just find it more fun. It's more interesting to me. It's boring to go and I can buy a pair, and I do have I have some designer stuff, but I can go and get Gucci glasses, and then of course they're gonna look phenomenal. They're Gucci, but if you can rock Amazon, you're not too bad off. Okay, well, was the question racist or was my answer racist? I'm totally open to I was just trying to navigate the waters for her. She said she doesn't want to date a specific ethnicity. I mean, listen, if we're in here talking freely, we have to be able to talk freely. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody's asking me, I'm going to give them an answer. I don't know what to do. All right, I'm going to wrap this up here in a little bit because I'll be at an hour. So again, I want to tell you guys, I'm launching my second, the fall, let's call it the fall session of my group coaching for women. I'm just wrapping up my summer session, and my ladies are killing it, kicking ass, going out with better men. You can ask them. Kelly's here somewhere on the thread. She's one of my ladies going through it. She's already meeting better men. She's already elevated. It's all about elevating you to a level so that you attract better men, so that you know how to vet them, pre-screen them, and you're getting out on dates with the men you should be dating instead of wasting time on all these losers. or worse, getting frustrated with the dating apps. It's usually one of the two. Either you have a love-hate with the dating apps, or you're got an inbox full of duds. And then this is what routes you to hating the dating apps. But great men are on the dating apps. A friend of mine just got engaged. They're just buying a multi-million-dollar home up in the Hollywood Hills. She met him on Hinge. She just messaged me today, wants me to meet him. So they are there on the dating apps. And if you're not meeting them, it's just because you're not showing up looking the part. You don't know how to pre-qualify them. And it's all these little steps. So this week, right now, this week, you get the discount. The link is above. You get early sign up, which means you get my help sooner. Gives us more time I help you first privately before the group session ever starts. And then you get the discounted price because next week it's going up. So that's part of the reason I'm here. Okay, here's how this works. I'm going to answer 4 more questions, because I'll say 1 or 2 and I know I'm going to be here for 4 more. So I'm going to answer 4 more questions and then we're going to wrap it up. And if you guys need to reach me, any questions, write to me at teamgina@ginahendrix.com. Okay? All right. 4 questions. Here's one. I'm 56. What age group of a great guy for me? I would say you should be dating, you could be looking at 53. I don't like to go too younger. 53 to, I would say, you're going to hate me for a minute. I'm going to say 66, because here's the thing. Hold on before you freak out, because if any of my ladies are here, my God, I've got 62 new messages. Gee. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But anyway, because here's the thing. When we were doing our group session, I had some of the ladies open up their age ranges higher than they wanted to, okay? And it was more just so that they didn't miss the anomalies, because there might be an amazing, in fact, there was this one girl, she connected with this guy. He was 66. He was a little out of her age range. But then when we all saw him, all of us were like, oh, he's so cute. And he was. And I actually happen to know who he is in real life. So I know he's very cute. He looks like his pictures. He is 66. He's got a house on the beach in Santa Monica. He's building a house on the ocean in New Zealand. And he's good looking. And so there's anomalies at different ages. But if you set your parameters, you'll never see them. So I say keep it open. And I say if you're 56, bump it up to about 66, just so you don't miss the good ones, you know? Yes, they might be old ones, but just ignore those. You're only looking for, you guys get so caught up in like, oh, seeing so many gross guys. Yeah, there's so many gross guys. I'll give you that. But you just got to get through them and be looking for the ones that aren't. You're looking for a diamond amongst the lumps of coal, okay? And you have to get that in your mind. You're not going to be going to a place where everybody's going to be amazing. You're going to sift through the garbage, but hopefully you know how to efficiently. That's the key. And then you're going to play the long game and you're going to find the best men, all right? Okay. Hey, Justina, how are you? No, travel mode is not for hookup types, not always. And this is why you will attract hookup types if you are not putting in the first sentence of your bio that you are looking, that you can relocate anywhere. Do you know what I mean? And then also, here's the other thing. A guy that's looking to hook up, his profile's not going to be elevated. He's going to be the guy that looks like a douche. He's going to be the guy that's cut corners. He's not put his occupation. He's not sure what he's looking for. So there's no way you would even match with him, because if you're following the rules I give you, you're not even matching with those guys out of the gate. So then how are you going to hook up with them if you're not even matching with them, right? You just got to read specifically and only cherry pick the very best guys out of the gate, all right? Any celebrity in particular is the worst without giving the name. The worst, well, gosh, oh my gosh. When my memoir comes out, when I write it, when I get a book deal, when I try to get a book deal, I will tell the story of a very, 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 very famous movie star, female, who I worked with as a celebrity stylist. And so I had her contact information, and then I started my matchmaking business, and I was working with a billionaire, and he owned a movie studio. So it wasn't like she couldn't Google him or anything. At first she said she didn't want to go out with him. I said, totally fine. Not a problem at all. Cause she's always talking about being single and blah, blah, blah. And she's pretty infamous, and extremely famous. And so then she must have talked to somebody, because then she came back to me and she said, Gina, I actually would like to meet him. So she knew who he was. She did her research and she agreed to meet him. So I set up the date, and it was at his regular spot. So everybody knows him there. And it was a daytime date. I think it was a lunch date. And she walks in, she's very late. She's all disheveled, and she sits down. And he said she acted really weird and disheveled and just kind of like sat there for a minute. And he was trying to make small talk or whatever. And she's like looking down and looking around and just acting so weird. Like, you have no idea how weird these celebrities are. And the ones that show up and look squeaky clean, like a lot of these ladies that women our age in our 50s they're like fucking nuts. And anyway, and so she stayed a couple minutes. And she says, I'm sorry, I have to leave. And she literally got up and left him sitting in the restaurant. This man's a billionaire. This man owns a movie studio. She knew who she knew who he was. It wasn't like she didn't know. And of course he was furious at me, because apparently it's Gina's fault. But yeah, so that, I guess I would have to say that situation, just from a matchmaking perspective, was certainly not only my worst nightmare, but she has to be the worst celebrity, you know? I mean, I can tell you that as a stylist, because this isn't so bad, so I could say this as a stylist. At one point I was a stylist for Courtney Love, and this was when she was going through her glam phase, you know? And Frances was little at the time. Sweet little girl. But Courtney was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't think that's a surprise, but she would text me at like 1 a.m. wanting to talk about wardrobe and outfits, and she was pretty wacky. And then the men, I could tell you a lot of stories about different men just from dating them. I dated a very famous rapper back in the day who put a loaded gun to my head. I was 20. So a lot of stuff why I teach you ladies to raise your standards is because I dated a lot of these losers when I didn't know better. Like, I only got smarter and raised my standards when I started my matchmaking business at 40. I don't want you guys to wait this long, right? I made so many mistakes. So this guy, and I've never said this publicly, but and listen, I was crazy too. I'm going to take responsibility, right? So I was crazy. He was crazy. And if you know that song, Jump Around, I had gone out with him a few times just as the song came out. And, you know, he's married now. He has children and, you know, become a Buddhist and all this stuff. But yes, he put a gun to my head. And so I just don't want you guys to make the mistakes I did. I made so many mistakes because I didn't know better. I didn't know better in my 20s. I didn't know better in my 30s. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time to wise up, and I just don't want that for you. Okay? So that's it. I think I've revealed a lot, way too much. For just having coffee. I can't even say I was drunk. Damn it. So I hope you've enjoyed it. The link's above if you want to join my group coaching. You want to join my group coaching? This week is a discount price. After that, price goes up. Price goes up. Okay? So don't miss out because it's so much fun. You like this? You'll love this. You get 8 weeks of this with me. All right. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you so much, and I'm glad you joined me. And I'll see you guys soon. If you ever need me, Team Gina at GinaHendrix.com. Ta-ta. See you guys. I never know how to end this thing.